You already know. That line of the beat. A mí me gusta la mota, saca la bolsa. We're breaking up the bud and we smoking on some bomb ass weed. We smoking on some bomb ass weed.
One.
Okay. So.
Yeah.
You are tuned in to 420.
Cheer. Salute, Orlando and worldwide. You are now tuned in to another episode of 420 The Buzz. I am your favorite Puerto Rican, GQ the Ember. See? Alongside my shooters, we got the Archbishop, and of course, we got the freestyle legend, Joey Lopez. Not just kidding. My man's in there. We in the building. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, fellas? What is going on?
You already know, man. Another week. Getting ready for another hurricane.
Oh, yeah. Bro. Yo, listen to this. I was excited about this. I was talking to our boy Jeremy, and I was like, dude, I got to come out there. I have to come out there. Something that some people know.
Got to come out there for a hurricane party.
To rushing out, you rushing the engine?
Yes. Well, listen to this, bro. Say
what?
what?
While everyone else rushes out, you rush in?
Yes. Here's the thing. People that know me and are the closest to me will know that I am an avid storm chaser, and I have been since I was 15 years old, man. I didn't go to college to get a meteorological degree. I didn't study weather inside of like a formal classroom, but I've worked with a lot of storm chasers and meteorologists over the year, and I've done a whole lot of studying. And whenever there's weather, I'm always down. So when it comes to natural disasters, which we never wish to happen to anybody, like here in Oklahoma, you don't hope an F5 tornado comes along, because if an F5 tornado comes along, or even an F4, F3, even an F2 can do some damage. An F1 can do damage, right? An F0 spin up, QLCS, quasi-linear convective system, do that on the front leading edge of storms. You get those quick spin ups, those can cause damage, right? So we don't hope that something catastrophic happens ever. Right. But at the same time, we're geologically positioned like in the United States in different areas. For me, tornadoes, right, are quite common. For you, hurricanes are quite common. So that means that we don't have to hope for an F5 tornado. We don't have to hope for a Category 5 hurricane. We don't even have to celebrate the fact that it's coming. We just know it's coming. Right.
It's coming,
and so when it's there, so being somebody who like loves the weather the way I do, like I'm always down to like jump in and see what's up. I've seen more F5 tornadoes than all three of us have fingers and toes. I was in the Philippines when I saw a volcano erupt. Also saw a tsunami and my first earthquake. It's like the trifecta, dude. All that happened when I was in Manila, between Manila and Batangas in the Philippines.
Wow.
Blizzards, obviously, being a Colorado native, ice storms in Oklahoma, tornadoes, QLCS, spin-ups. I've seen every single natural disaster that you can think of, except a hurricane. That's the only
times. And times.
Yes. So if somebody wants to roll out and leave me their crib in Florida, so you guys want to roll out? You want to go up to New York or something, man? You need someone to protect? Dude, I'm down, bro. I'm checking my 9 up at the plane, dude. Just make sure you go. I'll cash app you like $50 to go grab me some water and just put it in your kitchen. Give me some food. I don't have to cook to eat. I'm checking the 9 under the plane. Grab me some rounds, dude, when I get there, because if people start looting, I might have to start shooting. You know what I'm saying? Man. And so you want me to come protect your crib? I got you, dude. But I want Sharknadoes. You know what I'm saying? I want like boats flying by, you know, I don't want it. It's coming. I just want to be there to witness it and protect your crib.
we got one coming,
I think
we got a 1 to 3.
I know. I've been watching this tricky little bitch. Yeah. Oh no.
Here.
Dude, have you seen the temperatures in the Gulf? That in the prevailing wind patterns, bro, this could easily be a Category 4. Easy. I know that they're not saying it right now, but Wednesday is hump day. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be there on Wednesday, and when it does, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want to be there.
You know what's funny? I'm off on Wednesdays at work, so it's one of those. I'm like, wow, even on my off day, okay. But make no mistake.
grab an
Make no
umbrella.
mistake, in my profession, Thursday we'll be back up
Yeah,
and
he
running.
will.
That's
Yeah,
just
he
how,
will.
if it hits Wednesday, even better. Thursday we'll be back up and running, and Friday get to go.
Because Freddie Mac
Yeah, man.
delivers.
You can
Into
roll
the
out, grab
weekend.
some boats.
You deliver.
Yo, yeah, bro. They don't care.
Yeah.
In my car, boy. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So last week we covered THCA, and that was great. And we wanted to dive in deeper now into the deltas, because I know there's a lot of confusion behind that. You know, you got people getting good deals online for different deltas coming, then they get the shit and they come back and they're like, I ain't get high off this at all. What did I just get? So, you know what I'm saying? Let's dive deeper
So I can
into
Let's
the
dive
I can
deltas.
deeper.
segue into that. I just got back because I live here in Florida, so I went and gassed up my truck. And there's a smoke shop right there, and it seems that the smoke shop, the fluorescent lights in the window, it seems that they've got
Mm-hmm.
one of them's on like green screen or something, because the delta keeps changing, and so now it's a delta 10. Jimmy, what happened? How, I think we all know delta 9, right? Delta 9 is probably the definition for the most part of weed,
It is.
right?
Actually, it seriously and quite literally is.
THC delta 9, it is the definition, right? So where
Yes.
did we go from
Right.
delta 9 to hemp derived delta 8 to hemp derived delta 10? Where do we go from that? How do we get that? And how is it justified? And is it still going to get you lifted?
Right.
Yes. Yes. And yes.
Okay.
And yes. All right. Podcast over. All right. Anyway, so
One time for the the fastest
back to the golf
explanation.
course. You know what I'm saying? So okay. So understanding, right? How did we get there? Right? It's an excellent question, and fortunately, there are those in this world that during chemistry class back in the day were paying attention to carbon chains
Yep.
within molecular structures and atoms, and so delta 9 predominantly has been the cannabinoid that we know of, right, as THC. When people say THC, they're typically talking about delta 9 because that was pretty much the only psychoactive ingredient that we knew of for a very long time, right? And then touching a little bit on last week's podcast, when we talk about the federal farm bill and when it was passed and hemp being deregulated and all hemp derivatives, right? This is very important. We're going to get back to that in a second. All hemp derivatives are now legal as long as it's derived from hemp, right? Well, CBD, which is not psychoactive at all, right? If you're able to get your hands on some isolate or distillate, and it's a high percentage of CBD, the molecule, you can then take and reverse engineer that back into like delta 9, delta 8, delta 10, delta 11, 12 and 13, what I understand are out there being made right now. Yep. So what does that really mean? Well, the chemical difference between delta 8 and delta 9, right? And you can apply this to delta 10, delta 11, is the THC where the position is of a double bond on the chain of carbon atoms. Okay. So delta 9 would be the double bond would be on the ninth atom, carbon atom in the chain. Okay. Delta 8 would be in the 8th position. Delta 10 would be in the 10th position. Delta 11 would be in the 11th position. And this is just talking about where it exists on the chain. So when you say delta 9, in other words, you're saying the double bond position on the atom chain is on the 9th molecule. Okay. Or the 9th carbon bond. Okay. So really delta 8, delta 10, delta 11 should not discourage somebody from saying, oh, well, delta 8 is pretty weak because it's not 9. And now that I know about delta 10 and 11, then I'd rather have that than 9. No. That is not where this has gone. This has gone to taking what is written in law and being able to operate within it without legal repercussion. Now, the problem is that if you get somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing right? And they're trying to make Delta 8 out of CBD for making a psychoactive component out of a non-psychoactive molecule, right? Or cannabinoid.
Cannabinoid.
Then, because through the process of making Delta 8, the CBD first manifests as Delta 9, right? And then you have to like let it cure. And then as it begins to cure, that double bond moves from 9 to 8. And that's where it's Delta 8. And there are tests that can confirm it. Laboratory tests, what we refer to as a COA or Certificate of Analysis, that tells you what exactly is in there. And they use that, they come to these conclusions using scientific equipment that is recognized throughout the government and scientific community called HPLC or HPLS. So that's high pressure liquid chromatography or high pressure flame chromatography, right? HPFC or HPLC. And it is under that pressure that you're able to break it down based on how you're setting up your parameters, and it will come back and tell you what's in there. So if you have a product that's you buy from somewhere that's 1,000 milligram tincture of CBD, right? And it has a COA. First of all, it should always have a COA. If you're buying something and there's not a certificate of analysis, don't buy it, right? Because in that certificate of analysis, it's also going to tell you if there's heavy metals, pesticides, and a bunch of other stuff, microbials, fungus, mold. It'll tell you whatever's in there, right? Same thing with flour, right? This is why getting flour from your homeboy is still a thing, but it's becoming less of a thing because safer products are available through dispensaries that have to get licensed because they absolutely have to have a COA for every single thing that they sell. Well, those same COAs are run on all cannabinoids, CBN, CBG, CBD, Delta 8, 9, 10, 11, HHC. Wait till we talk about our HHC on the next episode.
One. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh my, dude, that we'll just talk about it later, dude. Let's stay to the deltas. So when you say delta, right, the delta 9 is the double bond occurs at the THC molecule on the 9th atom in the chain. The 8 would be appearing on the 8th, right? But it's still THC. You're literally changing a non-psychoactive cannabinoid, which is CBD, over to Delta 8, 9, 10, 11. But the reason why that's important, and this is a big question for a lot of people, it's like, well, if it's not marijuana derived, it must not be as good. Oh, no, my friend. That is absolutely a farce. Because the same THC molecule that exists in marijuana exists in hemp. It just exists at such a low level. But the same CBD molecule that exists in hemp also exists in marijuana, also at a very low level. Because remember, Delta 9 THC is the only language that is included in federal legislation. So since we're not messing with Delta 9, and we're messing with Delta 8, 10, and 11, right? Since we're doing that, now all of a sudden it can be hemp derived, which makes it legal under the federal farm bill that was passed on the 20th of December of 2018. Yep. And so the delta doesn't really matter. The THC is what matters. So if it's Delta 8 THC, it's going to be as good as Delta 9 THC. It's going to be as good as Delta 10 and 11. The only difference is where that double bond exists inside of the atom chain, right, can actually determine how psychoactive it is. So really, the difference is really minute between Delta 8 and Delta 9, but it's substantial between Delta 8 and Delta 11. So once you're going up that change, it does become more psychoactive. But Delta 8 should be bad.
So there is a difference in efficacy between 8 and 11 just based on where it is on the chain?
Yeah, it's of course. And the thing is that it's marginal, right? Like if we all were sitting here and we all have smoked Delta 8, 9, 10, and 11 at some point in our lives, maybe or maybe not. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So let's just say that maybe we know the difference, like, right? And then randomly this leprechaun walks in. He's like, top of the morning, day, and he hands us all a pen, and then he like does this rainbow thing with his hand and then disappears and leaves a note that says, if you can guess what delta this pen is, then I'm going to grant 3 more wishes for your punk ass. Because he could only give us 3 wishes, but there's 3 of us, right? So we only get 1 pen. But if we smoked it and we can guess, is this Delta 8, 9, 10, or 11, and had absolutely no forethought whatsoever and have been smoking for I don't even know how long throughout the course of our lives, and we say that we are weed connoisseurs and we can say that we are weed aficionados and we just know the difference in weed, okay. But when you try to determine what exactly you're vaping on, or perhaps an edible that you might be eating, right? You're not going to be able to tell the difference between Delta 8 and Delta 11. Like you will not be able to, definitely will not be able to tell the difference between 8 and 9. You're not going to really be able to tell the difference between 9 and 10. Like if you feel like as though, and let's just say that it's all the same milligram, right? Like the leprechaun came back, he did the rainbow thing, he reappeared, and he was like, there's exactly 1 gram in this cartridge, and it's 90% across the board. Whether it's Delta 8, 9, 10, or 11, it's 90% distillate, which means there's 900 milligrams per gram. So we're all holding on to a 900 milligram pen. Right. We just don't know what's in it.
So it'd just be a lucky guess.
Right. It really would be a lucky guess. We're really lucky because you get 3 wishes, and then Leprechaun would do the rainbow thing, and he'd reappear with a pot of gold and 3 more wishes. Which, by the way, if that was fact, I would share with you. Like, I'd give you guys each one of my 3 wishes, bro.
I appreciate that, Jimmy.
We love you for that, man.
I take one.
I'm just saying, I'm not horrible, bro. I'm not
we would all do the same.
Yeah.
I would have to think.
And if the Leprechaun was like, you know what, dude, like, you can't give away your wish, I would just ask you what you wanted, and I would wish for it for you.
I really appreciate that, bro.
It's my guy.
Yeah. So
that's the difference, right? So the answer is, does it get you lifted? Absolutely. Why is there Delta 8? If Delta 9 is perfect, why is there Delta 10? Why is there Delta 11?
That was my question.
There are restrictive laws that prevent us from enjoying the benefits of a medicinal plant. That's why. And when you try to restrict the people are going to find a way around it. I can tell you the equal and opposite reaction that's going on with China right now, especially down in Florida, where you got flocka and you got all these bath salts and shit. China is putting together chemical warfare, and there are drugs that are coming over to the country. By the time the DEA identifies what it is and then puts it on the watch list, they remove one ingredient and replace it, and now it's not what it was before, and it happens like that. And the reason why it happens like that is because of this right here. You know what I'm saying? That money's there. And where there's money, there's going to be, good and evil, right? Yeah. Money is the root of all sorts of evils. I think I read that somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's true. And it also is a fact that if the government for all this time, they were so concerned about Delta 9, marijuana's bad, okay? Delta 9, okay? All right, well, you know what? Now all of a sudden, hemp, which was the original target of even why it was all illegal to begin with, is now been reintroduced back into society and all derivatives of that. So when you take somebody who's good at chemistry, right, and they're good at math, and they know what they're doing, and you give them a cannabinoid that comes from a plant that has specific chains in it with the molecules and the carbon bonds, and you can move that thing around, and you can change the molecular structure without destroying the integrity of the medicine. You know what I'm saying? People are going to find a way to do it. So all legislation does and all regulation does is it forces people to get what they want in different ways. And so instead of just saying, okay, the plant is deregulated, right? If you want to go out, now you have a choice. You can get a 24 pack of beer or you can get a half an ounce. Now you have a choice. But instead of giving us that choice, we had to create our own choice. And we had to do it using science and chemistry.
And balls.
So, Jimmy, is there
for sure, bro?
Because of that, is there potentially? I mean, there's a potential to everything in the plant, but is there potentially a Delta 4 out there that hasn't been defined?
I would have to venture to say that yes, there probably is, but like everything else, we don't want to move backwards. People want to move forwards, and so people probably haven't tried to dumb it down yet.
More marketable to say Delta 11's on the way then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because if you say Delta 4, I mean, look at what we're facing already, right? People already think that Delta 8 is a substantial difference in feeling between Delta 8 and 9.
Yeah.
And it's not. So the confusion is real in the marketplace.
Yeah.
right? So as long as that confusion exists, then there's going to be people out there that are propagating that confusion because they might have been the one that said it.
They
You know what I'm saying?
profit.
Like, let's say we're all
They
talking
profit off of it.
and yeah, and let's say that the embassy over there comes off on and says, I heard that Delta 10 is whatever. We're going to believe that, and then we find out later that it's not. Well, he's going to stick to his guns, and be like, nah, dude, whatever you're hearing, that's propaganda, whatever. So all the people that have been saying this whole entire time, Delta 8 is weaker than Delta 9, they're going to stick to that. They're going to be like, yeah, right, dude.
Yeah.
We're going to go Delta 9 because Delta 8 just isn't good enough. Well, you know
Right.
what the difference is Delta 8 is legal,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So you're still getting the same effect as Delta 9, except for that one effect. What is that? Oh, incarceration, fines, shit on your record, right? You're not having to deal with that, you know what I'm saying? And you're still getting to where you need to be, wherever it is you need to be. As individually, that's going to mean different things to different people. And so, anyway, so I'm going to send a link from, I believe it was the University of South Carolina that did a study on it and actually has really good stuff for people to check out, in the description box. Like you can put it up there. So
Yeah, I'll put it in the comment box for sure so people can check that out. I've also been sharing the volthealthus.com as well. You know what I'm saying? It's soon to be super up and running, but nonetheless, it's there. And so we like I said, we just gonna continue to dive deeper into these unknowns and it's hard to find a lot of these videos that kind of break it down. Not all. I'm not here to disclaim anybody else or discredit anybody else's material, but when it comes to the deltas, even for myself, I was like, man, why are they always coming out with a new damn delta? Like, this shit is crazy. And I thought the same thing. Like, man, they must be more potent or this, that, and the third, and but as we've just been broken down, it's just through the loopholes. You know what I'm saying? So
it really is, man.
That's
here's the thing: like, legislation and regulation drives motherfucking innovation, and unfortunately, fortunately, but unfortunately, more fortunately than unfortunately, but more fortunately, unfortunately, because here's the thing: unfortunately, we've had to use our brains and think about the shit we shouldn't have even had to begin with.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, but fortunately, it's there, right? So it's like fortunately, unfortunately, but yet fortunately, like there's people out there that are all about the freedoms, man. And there's not enough people that are standing up for the freedoms, and that is the real issue.
Necessity is the mother of all invention, and that's why that's where academies and academics and universities and colleges and post schools all come from. So that leads me to my next question. Is there, and this is one part, it's a very boring part for most people, but I think it's incredibly medicinal. Is there a anti-inflammation component to all cannabinoids or efficacy from the plant, Jimmy?
Not everyone, but all the ones that we know of.
Okay.
But there are ones that are going to be more potent than others. CBD, by far and away, is the best anti-inflammatory. We're talking like 20 times the anti-inflammatory power of ibuprofen or acetaminophen. And it doesn't do anything to your liver and kidneys.
Yep.
So would you say, okay, well, what about CBG, right? Well, CBG is also really good for inflammation, just not on the level that CBD is. And THC really kind of works on the pain receptors more so than the inflammation, right? So THC, I think, is really good for end-of-life conditions, right? I'm talking like cancer, dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, things like that, like really just congestive heart failure. Like if you're just in a lot of pain, like super pain that's not just from inflammation, like THC is definitely, I rank 20 spaces above and beyond morphine or fentanyl or Dilaudid or any of the opioids that are out there, because it just is, right? So the euphoric feeling that you get when you take painkillers, right, is so much more powerful when you have marijuana, because marijuana, like THC, like, I mean, seriously, like, I have been in the hospital, I've had surgeries before, and as much painkiller, like, IV liquid that I've had, like, has never made me feel like taking a couple hits of some good ass dank
Damn.
weed.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hits of that, I was chilling. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing. It was in 2008 that I really realized this, right? Yes, I'm that old. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, where I was having my shit operated on, it was legal age to get painkillers. So my doctor prescribed me, I think it was like 40, like 10 milligram something. I think it was Vicodin back in the day. And I didn't give a shit. I just had my Achilles tendon, dude. I ripped my Achilles tendon playing basketball, and I made the shot and won the game. So it was totally worth it, dude. Like, the 3 months I was laid up, that shit, people still talk about that shit, bro. It's 2020.
Street credibility.
You had a triple double like MJ. Today was a good day.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out there. So I get home and I've got my my glass graphics bong, and I've got a bottle of painkillers, dude. And like, literally, I think 3 years later, I had the same bottle of painkillers. I just never threw them away. And having your Achilles tendon worked on sucks. I just want to throw that out there. But this shit really hurts, man. And so the painkiller of the THC, like, far surpassed what they gave me in the hospital when they woke me up and they were like, "Oh, wake up, Jimmy, what's up?" And I'm just like, "Oh my God, dude, I'm in pain." They're like, "Here." It's like, "Oh, I'm in a little bit less pain, but can I get some more of that?" And then that's the problem. First of all, that'll be for a different day. But anyway, so, but my point is that when you talk about inflammation and cannabinoids, 90% of pain comes from inflammation. So unless you are in some type of like I said, like, I think THC is really good for people that like to get high, and that's just what they like to do because that's their thing. It's better than drinking alcohol. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have a vice, don't attack your body, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a vice that attacks your body, you're doing more damage, man. Just don't. But nonetheless, like, if it's an end of life scenario like that, and you know that there's an expiration date, and you're just trying to get there and surpass it to show everybody that you're the man, dude, or the woman, and you can outlive what the doctors think you should live, that he smokes some weed, then go for it. But if you have like sciatica or swollen joints, or you just have a sore back, or maybe you worked out a little bit too hard, man, CBD, like,
all day long,
by far and away, is just all day long, man. You're not going to get high. So you're using it really for what the medical aspect is of it, right? Because I'm not going to tell somebody what they can and can't do with their body, right? Like, if you want to smoke weed, smoke weed, right? That's the beauty of our country, man. Like, we should be free. Right now, we have this illusion of freedom that is there, but nonetheless, we can still make certain choices for ourselves. And so I'm not going to tell someone, well, you're bad for smoking weed. That would make me a hypocrite, first of all. But I also, and I don't smoke weed, so it's all good, but I used to all the time. Like, I mean, I wasn't like a 3 joint a day guy. But
no, I definitely was. I was more than that.
Tennis or something, dude. I picked up a nice sativa, dude, smoked that shit. And now I'm playing tennis, and it was fun, and it was great. Yard work, stuff like that, whatever, dude.
I think in the height of my time, and like I said, for those that already know us from the podcast, I'm only not doing it because of my job, my career. I was easily on a day off, probably like anywhere between 10 to 20 blunts in that day, and fully functional. Oh yeah, I could smoke with the best of them. On a work day, come home, I could probably run like 4 blunts. You know what I'm saying? 4 blunts for that time span, before, from the time I got home to going to bed. But yeah, on the day off, you talking about wake and bake? I would try to wake up before, what I'm saying, my girlfriend, or at the time even my ex-wife. I'd wake up before they woke up, and I'd burn 1 or 2 in the bathroom, just chilling. Literally, I wouldn't even be using the bathroom. I'd just be sitting down, with the lid down, and just, writing, doing music, or just getting into documentaries or whatever, and I'd just burn a couple blunts until they would maybe open the door because they had to use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, continue the shit going, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I'm just saying anywhere between 10 and 20 for the day, easily.
It's a good day.
Yep, beautiful.
That was a
great
beautiful
times.
day. It's a beautiful day.
About to relapse. That's it, man. It's like Archbishop, man. You know what I'm saying? Hitting a triple double like MJ. Today was a good day. You know what I'm saying?
And the Achilles tendon went down. Jimmy, you
And then they killed. You know what I'm
brother.
saying?
Street
For the game
credibility.
winner.
So just to paint the picture for you,
On
this
some
was
white
a
man
game.
can't jump
please.
type of scenario. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I can hit a jump from the three. Listen to this, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I might not be able to jump from the key, but I can hit that three. And I tell
That's
you what,
it.
bro. Let me just paint the picture. There were 10 of us. It was 5-on-5, which was really 10-on-1, 9-on-1, because we were playing full court 21. Full court 21.
Full court 21.
Yeah, dude, everybody on everybody, bro.
I've never heard that before. That's some other shit.
You know what?
It's throwing
We
me
didn't
for a
hear
loop
about it either. But I tell you what, man, regulation drives innovation.
Full court 21. That's a half court.
No, it
10
was for real,
people
dude.
playing 21.
The score was 19-19, bro, and I caught a rebound, and this motherfucker was just creeping, dude, and I was just running as hard as I could because, of course, my shit had to be the other like.
Oh
net.
my goodness!
So I'm like running, dude.
Yeah.
I crossed over, dude, almost broke his ankles, man. I crossed back over, dude, and I just stopped at the three. It just jumped, it just hit it, and then as I was on my way down, I watched it, man, and like it hit the rim, the backboard, and then my foot was underneath me, and I heard this
slow-mo.
And then I fell, and it just fell in the net, bro. And I was like,
wow.
And then
he was like Caddyshack. You was being the ball.
Dude, I was like, my friend was like, oh man. He goes, I think I just heard your ankle pop. And I'm like, whatever, bro. And he's trying to take my shoe off. I'm like, no, leave my shoe on. That shit's trying to swell. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Yeah, keep it compressed.
And so won the game, went to the hospital, got my shit operated on, won the game. Not saying, just saying. Like, there are some things in life that we do to ourselves that are stupid and not worth it. That was worth it.
That was worth it. Nice.
Today, I'm hearing stories to this day. So,
if anybody was there and has the footage, we please send it to 420thebuzz at gmail.com. I want to see that game winning shot.
Definitely post it, man, because that'll be important. But anyway, so that's my whole story of like when cannabis over painkillers, like when given the option, right? When given the option, and you can use cannabis versus a painkiller, you don't even need that much, right? Because weed is like puff, pass out today. You know what I'm saying? Like marijuana has been like weaponized, dude, with like 35%, 30%.
I love it. Yes,
this
thank
is
you.
Not your granddaddy's weed. So you take one or two hits and you're good, man. Like you're not feeling any pain.
Fuck his shit.
CBD on the other hand.
Yeah.
So yesterday,
I like that. I like that mixture of THC and CBD.
Yesterday, I ran.
That's a good mix.
Sure. Yesterday morning, fellas, I ran a 10K, which
holy shit.
To us Americanos, it interprets to 6.2 miles, I believe, 6.2 miles. So. It's a run, and it's beautiful here in Windermere, on the lakes. It's called. It's a beautiful run, but I'm 52 years old, and I don't train like I used to. But I still, in my mind, especially when it comes to competition, I'm always good for any kind of competition. So I jump out there, and my wife and my son, they run a 5K. I run a 10K. We're supposed to start at 7:15. They start at 7:45. Anyway, we get there at.
Why isn't it not the other way around? I need to really understand why are they doing the 5 and you doing the 10? I would be doing the 5 and they could do the 10. But no, I digress.
But I still I've got that pride in me that says, well, Daddy's gonna run it, a 10K. Anyway, I run it, right? And, and I finish. I finished 3 minutes worse than last year, which is a very, very bad sign. But I wasn't really ready for it. But I finished. And we get done, and I think I finished in 53 minutes. Anyway, we finish, and there was this dude, and you start jockeying for space while you're in there, and toward by mile 5, if you're not good, you're gonna start to feel it by mile 5, and you feel the steps around you, you hear the breathing around you, so the ones that are saying I'm not gonna walk, I'm gonna finish this, and then we've got a incline at the end, and I figured, this is where I'm going to get them because, I'm a better climber. And then on the straightaway, at the end, I started to cramp up a little bit, which I never cramp up because I'm pretty hydrated. Anyway, we finish, and I've got like I finished with a peloton of like 10 guys right around me. And, we're all competing with each other. We get past the finish line. And one dude, and we're all about the same age, one dude immediately goes for his bag. I don't know. And I'm looking at him. He's a brother. And he goes and grabs this thing of Advil. And he starts popping these pills. And I care. I'm a humanitarian. I care about people. So I walk up to him. Congratulations. We're looking at the board. We're seeing where we finished. I finished right before him. And I turned to him. I said, "Yo, what's up with what's up with all the pain medication?" "Oh, because, I've got to go do this and that, and I want to keep down my inflammation." I said, "Advil? For real, man?" And this is one of those dudes, great shape. He's aging in all the right ways. He's in good shape still. I'm like, "Brother, really?" And I didn't really elaborate, didn't get into anything. But then other people go and do their thing. I had to come home. I had an hour after that. And it was hot like hell yesterday in Florida. I had an hour, and then I had to go coach a kid's soccer game. So I know that I needed to settle down, and I did. So what do? I come home and just hit a little bit. And I'm a full spectrum guy, right? So it's marijuana, and but just a little bit, because I know that I got to go coach kids. And so, but immediately, moral of the story, immediately, fellas, I'm sure there's a component of it, which is the euphoria, right? But immediately, inflammation goes down. When you could otherwise feel some real pain in your hips and your back and your legs and stuff like that, cramping goes away. That's what I do. And, but that's my perspective, maybe because other people say, "Oh, this before you go coach kids." Here's the thing, man. Once again, which is what I think we're all here for, is to spread the news, right? Because it's all in moderation, and it's all in what you know. And, I didn't go flare up. I didn't go burn, 2 down, but just a little, what we call a little toque, right? A little pasito. And that's it, right? And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the difference by the evening. My wife was a mess. Even my son, I hurt and this and that. I was fine. I was completely fine. And so my thing is inflammation. When your body inflames, right? Inflammation is something in your body, it's triggering something to say, "Come to our assistance, come to our help." So that inflammation rushes to that place and tries to cuddle it, right? It tries to surround it to keep it from dying. That's what inflammation is. The inflammation, if you can keep it away, you really get your mobility back. It allows for your body to go back and work it out itself. Now, there's a lot of hydration involved and stuff like that you also need, but inflammation is a trigger that should tell you there's something wrong. And so, there's no easy path to it. You got to be in good shape. You got to work it, because if you are in bad shape, the inflammation is going to be bad, right? Because it knows that you're in bad shape, and it's going to rush to take care of you. So it's up to us to keep our bodies healthy, keep ourselves in shape, our muscles, our joints, even our nerves, because that's what stress does. Stress rushes inflammation to that part of the body, rushes. Stress is a killer. It rushes inflammation in the body because you're not in shape. You've got no other way of working it out, and you're internalizing your stress. So, to me, there's nothing like the plant. There's nothing like a little participation to make the body right. So.
Yeah, I've been out the game for quite some time. I definitely know where the inflammation has, how that feels as it's increased with myself. And then, of course, I have to counter it with In my job, I'm in a constant movement. So, I get about 17,000 to almost 20,000 steps in a day. So I'm out there moving, but still, I still have my moments where I'm just like, oh
Oh yeah.
man, you know what I'm saying? I've been in the morning time, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And when I come home, it doesn't take long for me to sit down for a while and then get back up from the couch and be like, oh my goodness, or out the car. And I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Juicing, of course, and trying to eat as well as I can, driving the truck out there. Not too many options, you know what I'm saying? Not too many
Yeah.
options to have. And the company that I'm at, I float in different trucks a lot. So I don't have a set truck that I have set up, with the hot plates and to be able to cook my own meals like I once was at a different company over the road. So I can't really monitor too well how I eat, but at the same time I got to make better choices when I'm out and about. So I won't, go to McDonald's or this, that, and the third when I eat something, and then I try to drink like at least a gallon of water every day. I try to. I can't say that I do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely consuming a ton of it. But at the same
Do what
time,
you gotta do.
trying to find my way back to being able to medicate, because like we've been discussing in a lot of episodes, the laws of this this beautiful plant, it prohibits me from being able to partake in its wonder. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'll be honest with you, Joey, man. That little hit would have been a whole blunt for me. I'm like, God, I'm good. I'll put some shades on. What up, kids? Let's do it. And that whole 10. First of all, Joey, let me hold up. One time for you, bro. You did 10K, bro. I don't care.
Oh.
Listen, motivate yourself on whatever time you feel you should be getting past it. But dude, 10K. I'm like, yo, sign me up for the quarter mile run. Because I don't know about no 10K, 5K, or even 1K. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy, bro. A 10 mile, whatever, 10 mile, 5 mile, 1 mile, whatever it is. I'll be
6.2.
like a quarter
Yeah.
mile run. You know what I'm saying? And you did well. So yeah, come on, bro. That would have been 6.2 day. I'd have still been running it. Come on, stop.
Thanks,
You know what I'm saying? 10 mile run. I need to get a hotel room for at least 2 days. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, let me tell you.
In between that 10 mile
Mostly
run. So you did
because
great.
That
I'm a
is great.
sweater, and I sweat, and especially when I commit to getting out there, whether it's running or working out, whatever. And to me, that's the most medicinal. That's the most spiritual part of working out, man. I love to sweat.
It's because you're getting rid of
Yeah,
toxins, man.
And so, but my shirt, I had a
No, we know.
contemplation. My shirt was by mile 2, and I'm here in Central Florida. It was the actual was like, it was actually, I think it was 88 or something like that, but the real feel was like 102, whatever. And so I get soaked, and I figured, you know what? I almost threw off
I get a migraine behind that.
oh, bro, I almost threw off my shirt. And then I thought I can't, because I got this number on it that's the digital. And then I thought, man, I can't take off with the safety pin. So I was going to throw it. Nah, I can't do that. And then I was like, should I put it in my pants, and just take it off my body? I still got an extra 3 pounds here of water that I got to carry around. So, but I love to sweat, man. It's awesome. And, but I got a question for you, Freddie. So when because you are restricted in your job that you cannot partake, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered something along the lines of, well, if it shows up, if it pops you hot, you can't do it, right? Anything, right? Anything that pops up hot, you can't.
Right.
You can't.
Anything that they test for, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I mean, if there's something out there that's new and natural, and I can, you know what I'm saying, feel great, I'm down to try it.
But like, for example, Jimmy, the Farm Bill 2018. So now, people can get high, right, on if it's hemp derived. What about Freddie doing something hemp derived? Will that still pop hot?
Yes, because THC, the molecular structure is the same in each plant.
Okay.
So hemp-derived THC, you still need the same amount of THC, right? So the THC from the marijuana plant, you're just not going to need as much marijuana. To get the same amount of THC from a hemp plant, it literally, you have to destroy a whole lot of plants, hundreds of plants to get that amount of THC. Because even if you were to extract, say you have a 14% biomass and you're using CO2 for extraction, you're going to get about 1 liter, right, out of every 20 pounds, right? And when you think that one plant is going to produce maybe a pound, but probably like a half a pound to 3/4 of a pound, depending on how you're raising it and, you know, how you're taking care of it and the nutrients you're giving it, the light cycles, you know, is it autoflower? Like autoflower, you're not going to get very much poundage at all, because autoflower is exactly that, right? So whereas a plant that's not autoflower will continue to grow until you flip the light cycle, and autoflower will begin to bud as soon as the taproot hits the bottom. Right. So then it automatically, you don't need like a light cycle. So either way, the whole point is that the THC structure in hemp is the same as it is with marijuana. And so if you were to extract that liter and run it through a short path, remove all the lipids, burn off all of the, you know, whatever the cannabinoids that you're going to be burning off in order to make it like a CBD distillate, you're probably going to come in at about 2.9%, roughly 2.7, which means that you're still getting per gram about, you're getting about 27 milligrams per gram at that rate to 29. And so there's usually, if it's 1,000 milligram tincture, you're going to have 1.1. So really you're kind of getting, you're getting about 3 to 5 milligrams of THC per one dropper, which is well compliant. By the way, it's very well compliant under the federal farm bill. So you're getting that micro dose of the THC, but it's still going to pop in your system even if it comes from hemp, because the tests that are looking for the THC, and again, the molecular structure of the THC delta 9 is the same between the hemp plant as well as the marijuana plant. So it's not going to discriminate. The test is not going to discriminate between the two different plants, right? It's all cannabis, but the test isn't going to say, oh, well, it's hemp derived. Now, with that being said, if Freddie wanted to use CBD that is not full spectrum, right? If it's made from isolate, he would definitely be able to use that and not pop hot.
But there's no euphoria there.
I'm 100% sure. There's no euphoria there, and you know, that's the thing, right? Is he using it for the euphoric effect, or is he using it to calm down and to take care of inflammation? So really, when we talk about it at that level, we have to know, like, what is the end goal? If the end goal is to get rid of pain, CBD is good. If it is to get rid of pain and feel a little euphoric, that's where it becomes very, very gray.
Yeah, that's me right there. It's euphoric and to
you work your ass
euphoric,
off, right?
mood stabilizer, and to just the body to feel good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you work your ass off. You want
That's
a
why
little
vacate,
vacate, right?
Excessive amount of CBD.
You want to vacate.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I need, for sure. When I get home, anyone that's ever been with me, they know that when I get home, I am like, I am the description of someone that wakes up that says, "Yo, leave him alone before he gets his cup of coffee."
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to him until after he gets his cup of coffee.
No doubt.
That's how I am when I get to the house. I'm like, ugh, like, you got to give me time to kind of like decompress. Yeah. No one could just be like, "Oh my God, how was your day?" I'm like, "Yep, it was good. Give me a few." You know what I mean? Like, let me relax. Straight up.
Why are you talking to me?
Yeah, no, I get like that. And it doesn't matter who it is. Like, that's just how I am in life. When I'm out of work, like all my friends and my homies, they be like, "Yo, what's up?" I be like, "Yo, I'm good." I won't be as, colorful and you know what I'm saying, animated. Yeah. But after I smoke a blunt or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or wow, and I don't even have to. Yeah, like if I know that I'm going to that to roll up and do my thing, believe it or not, I'm in a much better mood before I even get to that. It's just that now in my life, because I can't do that, I have to decompress in a different way, and it takes longer for me to get to that comfortable place. You know what I'm saying?
I want to puff past my boy Freddie again.
Yeah, nah, it's that serious, bro. It's that like I've been, you know, for all the CDL drivers out there like myself, believe me, I feel the struggle, I feel your pain. You know, some, you know, they just it's not their thing, so they could care less. But a lot of them, you know, they'll smoke a cigarette or they'll drink, and that's great. You can have that. You can go home. You could drink, and all you gotta do is go to work the next day and not be drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Great. And for me, I wake up the next morning, I go to work, I'm not high, but because it's still in my system, somehow or another, I am a threat to society behind the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy.
Yeah, you are.
It's crazy.
Man.
And I used to do it for
It
years.
re-
But I did it for many years, but now
I know we're giggling. I hope to laugh about this one day. You know, I really do.
We will.
yeah,
This
for
one.
sure.
Listen,
Yeah,
man,
for sure.
hope is not a strategy, man. We don't hope our
You're
way
damn
into
right,
anything
Jimmy.
good, man. We are
Yep.
going to put the pedal to the metal. We're going to grind until this issue is completely resolved.
That's it. I tell my son when he goes through some things and we chop it up and he's complaining about some stuff, and I told him, man, you're well in your rights to complain about it. I said, you want to know how you're gonna get through it? He goes, how? You just gotta stay alive. That's it.
Yep.
It'll pass.
Hey,
Stay alive and
that's
drive.
right.
That's it, man. So that's all I do. I just stay compliant. You know what I'm saying? I don't allow myself to think about it much. I mean, they pretty much say, well, you know, you got a podcast. True indeed. But I'm at a point where I can enjoy being around it. I can enjoy talking about it. I don't have to partake right now. I know at some point I definitely want to, but you know what I'm saying? I got to get, you know, you got to stay focused. That's all it is. Just staying focused and knowing that it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, true.
You know,
There you go.
so when you feel like you're gonna miss out, like, oh, I missed my opportunity, like, you know, I gotta buy this stock, and you don't do it, and it jumps up and then it drops back down. You're like, damn, I missed my opportunity. Cool, but this ain't going nowhere. And when it comes to stocks, don't worry, the opportunity will come back for it to rise up again. So don't worry. Either way,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
just stay. Yeah, right. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Stay.
It'll come back.
Just stay alive, man. Yeah, because that crypto thing is every time they think it's gonna pump back up again, it just it dies. But understand everything. A lot of stuff even in this industry is manipulated. You know what I'm saying? Bigger companies.
You don't think that
you know what I'm saying? They come
and
in
if it
and
can't
they,
be manipulated, some SEC regulated group is going to find a way to manipulate it. Trust me.
and I feel like a lot of all of that is all connected.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
Hey, don't worry. If you can't buy it, don't worry. We'll change a law for no reason and just it'll work in your favor regardless.
Yeah. Nope.
You know. So
hey,
that's just how the
done
game is.
Have you guys ever done a because one thing I was going to suggest is Jimmy, Freddie, I do get a runner's high, okay, and I know that that's just the term, but I get a runner's high after I run or work out, right? It's all the same. After I run or work out, and my endorphins get up, and they come over any pre-stress that I had prior to. Man, I can clean myself out, both body and mind, right away. So I was going to ask you guys, have you guys ever done a sweat? Have you ever heard of those indigenous Indian sweats? You ever done that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I do that at work.
Okay. Well, they have them.
Well, I mean, okay, so
They have them in places like Oklahoma, Arizona. I did it in Texas, but they have them in Arizona, Oklahoma, New Mexico. New Mexico's big on them. Well, here's what it is. You go into, in this case, it was like a teepee, right? It was a tent teepee, and there was a fire in the middle, and there was 10 dudes, including me, and you have everybody's like kind of laying around the fire. And
don't even sound good. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Well, this dude comes in. He was a shaman type guy, and he comes in, and he starts cooking up the fire. And there we are. And there was a little bit of like a drum beat that they had going on in the background. And we were in there for 10 hours. 10 hours, and they and it was it was a sweat. They keep building up the fire. And it was in this case, it was had a steam. I don't know. It smelled beautiful. I don't know whether there was something medicinal in the sweat. Anyway, I will tell you that event had an effect on me similar to being euphoric from the plant. And I know that it was mental, right? Because I was into it. I liked it. You know, it was that something Native American about it was really, really cool. But I came out of there. First of all, I sweat my coulions off, and I was for 2 days, 48 hours. I felt incredible. I was flying. I was thinking perfectly. I was moving perfectly. I was a good person. And in some way, shape, or form, I feel that sometimes from if I really, really dedicate myself to the right strain, I feel that way from smoking sometimes. I feel that way from smoking sometimes.
Sure.
Maybe because I internalize it that
Yep,
way.
Joey,
I'm an ancestral medicine type guy.
I gotta tell you, Joey.
I think of the nature in front of me and whatnot. So, but if you guys,
I gotta tell you.
Go ahead, Freddie.
I'll be real with you, Joey. I work outside. I'm sweating my ass off every single day, and I do not like to sweat. I feel everything that you feel when I'm home with sativa.
Okay.
Yeah, when I'm home with sativa, or I'm in an AC all day with some sativa, I feel the same way. I'm in a great mood. I think clearer. But when you put me outside, I'm sweating, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. It don't take long for me to start to feel like I get a migraine.
Really?
Like I'll get dehydrated fast. Yo, hell yeah. You know how we have these conversations? You're like, oh man, I haven't drunk water all day. I'm fasting. I'm like, damn, nigga, even from water? Like, no, bro. I will die. I can't fast from nothing. I could fast from food, but from water, bro, like that's crazy. You like, you know, the average human, right? However long without food, but you can only live but so long without water. I feel like as long as you have air, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Yeah, for Joey, all he needs is oxygen. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just,
you can live 3 to 5 days without water, and you're going to start tripping before that.
Oh yeah. You start losing it. But that's my thing. I think I know that it takes that long, right? And so I say to myself, if I can wring myself out all day without a sip of water, it does something for me. I know. And but I'm the opposite, Freddie. I feel like I'm wringing it out. I feel like inflammation goes away. I feel like I'm depriving myself. Mostly it's depriving myself, so I feel more proud about that because, you know, I'm conscious about, you know, other people that don't have and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's all mental. It's very mental. Very mental.
It's spiritual, bro. It's a spiritual because even in Christianity, with fasting and stuff, and maybe I don't know if maybe you tie that in or it's just subconscious. You know what I'm saying? But
Joey intermittently fasts.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you still doing
what's that?
Are you still intermittently fasting?
Yeah. But like Freddie was saying, sometimes I even water fast, bro.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I even water fast include.
Yeah. He says, I'm outside right now. I haven't drank water all day. I'm like, I don't even know why you just said that. That's ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you suffer from migraines behind that, but me, bro, I'll feel it. It's starting to come. I'll be like, oh boy, I gotta jump in the pool with a straw. I'm like, it's that serious.
So here's something for you, man. So I go to the gym every day, usually between 6 and 8:15 in the morning, right? For the exact purposes that you're talking about right now, Joey, do I go there and I literally bust out, like, I just don't care. And at the end, what I like to do is I go in the dry sauna, right? It's 175 degrees, I think, in there. I'm getting my sweat on, dude. But listen to this. So as part of what it is I do for a living, right, which is manufacturing cannabinoid products, I had purchased 120, I think, pounds of menthol crystals, right?
Nice.
Straight up. It looks like freaking meth, dude. Like it's just like breaking ass bad, like crystals in your hand. But anyway, you take just like a little pinch of those, bro. You take a little pinch and you put them on the rocks in the dry sauna, and it evaporates into the air and it will clean out your whole entire fucking closet, bro.
Wow.
Damn.
Like you will breathe better than you've
No, I
ever
love
breathed
that.
before in your life. And it sticks to your skin, man, and it makes it so that 175 degrees feels like it's like 75 degrees because
Yeah,
no
yeah,
matter
that
how
cooling
hot it is
effect,
in there,
right.
like you stay
Yeah.
cool all over your body.
Damn.
And then you want to get out and take a shower, it's not going to be a hot shower. It's going to be like
Yeah.
a cold plunge. Now, it's not cold water, but no matter how hot the water is when it hits your skin, where the crystals evaporated into the air and stuck to you, man, it just feels, it's so freaking refreshing. And after you're done getting your endorphins going, you got your adrenaline going, your cortisol levels are low because you're not feeling stressed out, and you just feel really, really good. You go jump in that, and
Oh,
it
I
just
love
takes
that, Jimmy.
euphoria to
Yeah,
like
bro.
natural euphoria to the next level, man. I
Wow.
mean,
So, Jimmy,
next
what do
level.
you
It is like, and the trick is trying to get people to.
what do you
Go ahead.
use what's the commercial usage for that for that? You use them in like chill sticks and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, I'll like make
Yeah.
pain sticks, or sprays, right? So I have manufactured. There's a company out there I don't manufacture for anymore, but it was Brett Favre's company, which was Green Eagle CBD, and I made the liquid for that would then get shipped to St. Louis, and then they would take the liquid and they would put it in the bottle and compress it on a machine called a BOV, which is bag on valve, and that's how they put the liquid into cans to aerosolize them, and they just high pressure them. And when you sprayed it on, like,
Yeah,
oh my
love
gosh,
that.
first of all, the
Yeah.
CBD is going to do what it's going to do by inflammation. But then the menthol gives you that cold sensation, and that it brings that cool to the skin and to the nerve endings. And it really just solves a whole lot of problems.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know that they're even doing anything anymore, that company, but no, I definitely make it for us as well.
I don't
just
think
put it
anybody's
in-
doing anything with that guy right now.
I'm not doing
You
anything
heard?
with
I
them,
don't think
bro. I'm not having
anybody.
anything with them
Yeah.
for like several years now, bro. Like it's been a
Yeah,
hot
I'm gonna
minute.
say.
It was pre-2020, 2021. So I guess 2020, maybe beginning of 2021. But then all the drama unfolded, and I was just like,
Yeah,
peace. So I'm not
that's
part of that,
it,
dude,
baby.
at
Who
all.
are you talking about?
Like, I
Time
want to get this to people, but I'm already making it to get it to people, man. I don't need anybody's name for people to get the stuff that we make, right? So I think that our name, and now we've got the trio talking about it, man. And Freddie, after hearing today some of the stuff that you had said about the way that you feel and the aches and stuff that you got after you're driving, man, like I'm gonna send you some spray. I am gonna send you some stuff, dude, that I really want you to have. I'm gonna send you some stuff for your girl too, like some facial serums. Joey, you tried the facial serum, right? I know you're looking good, bro. I'm just saying, dude, like you said 52, and this whole entire time, I'm thinking I'm like older than you.
I use it. Yep.
That's that freestyle curl. You know what I'm saying? You get that freestyle music curl, man. It just you stay. There you go.
Yeah. No.
Together
good,
forever yours. That's Joey all day in his face. That's where his face is singing all day.
Don't get in my way of a slow skate, a couple skate, or a slow dance. No, don't get in my way.
There you go.
Don't get in my way.
Word, dude.
Don't get in my way.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you. Wow, man. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. You hit up volthealthus.com. Put your email on the list so that way you can get notified. It'll ask you. Don't worry, they're not going to sell you info.
No.
No.
So it's you know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody that was subscribed, tuned in, following us on social media. Hit us up on Facebook. It is up and running at 420theBuzz. Instagram at 420theBuzz. Subscribe to the channel. YouTube 420theBuzz. You can send comments. If you want to send us email suggestions, that's fine. You know the email right now, 420thebuzz@gmail.com. We appreciate y'all. Till next time. Chip.
Love.
420theBuzz.
You are tuned in to 420.
A mí me gusta la mota, saca saca la bolsa, saca la bolsa. We're breaking up the bud and we smoking on some bomb ass weed. We smoking on some bomb ass